Rewind.
chair for Layron.
I can get a short chair.
Want one of these?
Yeah, you grab one of the mics from up here just to get started. You got the floor for 5 minutes.
We're gonna be sharing mics. Okay, guys, if you want to go down the line and introduce yourselves. Or did you have something set up? Okay, great. All right.
Yeah, I'll hand you that mic. Okay. He's on. We're gonna introduce him. What's up? All right, good morning, everybody. If you don't know me, my name's Andy Goodman. I'm part of the production team, and I'm also a GPK fanatic. Been collecting this stuff since the 80s and back when Zapata got back into it with Simko and the guys in 2000. Myself and Joe 4 years ago got together and said, hey, let's try something. And what started as just the two of us working together ended up becoming 13, 14 artists, and now we even have some of the sketch artists coming that want to be involved. So it's pretty neat what we've grown it into. But I'm going to play Zapata for a few minutes because he's running behind. But if you don't know Jago Studios, they've got a handheld, portable game that's going to be coming out, all themed around GPK. So we're going to give Stuart the floor for a few minutes. You're going to get your first sneak peek, really, of what the game is and a little look into what's coming, I guess, in the summertime. But with that said, I also want to say something about one of our own. If you don't know David Gregory, I mean, we all do. He's going through a little bit of a rough patch right now. And we're going to do something for him here as a collective group. The artists behind me are aware of it. We're going to get him a little care package, and we're going to make sure it goes to his house. So when he's home, it's there for him. So if you guys want to throw anything into that, if you want to do something, I'm going to talk to Sandy, and we'll talk to the GPK warehouse, let them know. We'll do a little gathering, and we're just going to mail it to him. So if you guys want to pick up anything for him on his behalf, and just drop it off there, we're going to do something, and I'm going to include myself in the show as well as going to be involved in that as well. Stuart, there you go.
Thank you very much, Andy. Good morning, everybody. It's great to be here. I've had a real pleasure meeting a number of you, and I'll be around after the panel today and hopefully get to meet more of you. I'm here representing Jago Studios, and we're a mobile game studio based in Los Angeles. We're creating Garbage Pail Kids, the game. I'm honored to be kicking off the artists panel here, and it's a real pleasure to be part of a brand that has this amazing irreverence and wit and charm and longevity. We believe so much in this brand. We approached Tops and said, hey, there's an opportunity here to do something special. So Tops has gotten on board. They've been fantastically supportive of everything we've been doing. In the game, you'll be able to collect your favorite cards and take them on battles across a whole new world. The kind of ways that these characters interact, they have special skills. Some are brawlers, right? So they have different abilities. They'll be able to attack with one another. Others are tanks, and they can absorb hits for your team. And still others are healers and have other kind of support abilities, so they can keep you in the fight. With each battle, you earn, of course, funny money, toxic gems, and other junk to level up your cards and your characters. There is a veritable cornucopia of junk to collect within this game, right? While we've drawn on the core of Garbage Pail Kids, with many of the characters that are in the game from launch, from Series 1 and Series 2, we've also got some later characters in the game as well, which is great fun, and we'll expand upon the characters that we have in the game as we go forward. But we've also expanded the universe of GPK, and you can see the universe behind me expanding on screen here, adding new content that's inspired from the satirical essence of GPK. And thank you, Brent Engstrom, for our gateworm here. This is Brent's work here, and we've actually got that in the game. Here are just a few of the pieces of junk that you can collect. The slapstick, the hypodermic noodle, the holy shield, coffee cup, stinky socks. We also have, that's not pictured here, the scumbrella, aggro lice, clammy jammies, one of my favorites, the staff of infection. It's been great fun to work on this, let me tell you. You manage your resources in the game, you decide where you're going to apply all the junk and various assets that you do collect, and you apply it to different characters. So you have to choose, the strategic choices are, where am I going to use all this stuff, right? Which characters do I want to level up the most? Which characters are going to build best into the teams that are going to be able to take on other teams and other players? We've created a wild new world to explore, including battle arenas, such as our Chunderdome in the top right there, where you face off against other players. Cramazon is our shop, stuffed full of junk, bursting at the seams. And our events venue, Pandora's Box here in the upper left, is a place where you never know what you're going to get. Like Jeff Zapata.
Hey! Sorry I'm late, everyone.
So it's been great to work with artists to create new parts of the GPK universe. And thrilled to an honor to be part of the community of fans and collectors and artists that we see here today. You know, to bring these characters to life in a new way. And if you haven't got one yet, I've got limited edition stickers. Come find me after the panel, and everybody here can have one or more. Or you can visit Brent's table anytime today, tomorrow, and while they last. If you haven't done so already, please visit gpkthegame.com. Sign up for our mailing list. There we have sweepstakes. It's the first place to find out new assets and information about the game. And we appreciate your interest, and would love to have you come down into the trash heap with us. So we'll see you later this year when we launch. Thanks so much. Without further ado, I'm going to hand over to Megan. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm going to hand over to. We're going to have a tussle here.
Thank you. Do you want to say your
Instagram is at GBK the Game. Or GBK, sorry, at GBK Game. Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter at GBK Game. It's all right.
Thank you, guys. Thank you. All right, so I think we have a lot of return fans, but do you guys want to go down and introduce yourselves?
Sure.
Okay.
Hi,
Yeah, they should all be on.
Testing. David Gross.
Smoking Joe. Layron, DeJarnette. Joe Simko. Brent Engstrom.
Bunk.
Jeff Zapata.
I could barely talk right now.
Okay, thank you. Do we have any questions from the audience, maybe about the game or for one of the artists? Don't be shy, guys. Okay. Do you guys want to talk about maybe your favorite character that you've drawn, or?
What if you say no to that too?
Okay.
What would you? That's fine. Well, I would say this. First of all, I would like to thank everybody for showing up for the show. So I really appreciate that. I think we all do. Every time we come over here, it's to see new friends and to see people who we don't know as well. And we do see some new faces, and we just want to say hi to you guys. And if you don't know anyone around here, you should introduce yourself. You might find a lifelong friend that you didn't know that was right next to you. So hello everyone, how are you? And going forward, I would ask these guys is the last set you did, which was what, the 90s. Dave, what was the work that you started with the 90s? What were the pieces you did? And at least what were your favorite ones for that set?
Favorite pieces from the 90s? The Link Legend of Zelda. The Edward Scissorhands.
And overall, you're sort of breaking into the new GPK scene as being a major artist, so what are you seeing, what's your thoughts of being welcomed into the GPK world? Well, to you, Dave, I guess
Wait, I'm not really that new to it.
well, it's true, but I'm just saying, like, now you're doing it on a regular basis. You used to be the wacky guy.
I've been doing a lot for the last 5 years, It's,
For Garbage Bunk?
I've got like 300, I think, under my belt at this point.
Wow. No, I don't think people know that, so.
They have like 700 for wackness at this point.
That's a lot of cards.
A lot of checked it out.
And Smoke and Joe, what you did some set for the '90s, and I'm sure I think everyone agrees he's a great welcome addition to the gang, right?
Yeah, I'm
So,
the youngest member if you go by how often I've been doing GPK or how recently. So I'm the most recent artist that's made their way into the pantheon of artists that do GPK. My probably best or favorite piece for the 90s set was the Mad Balls piece. That's got a lot of attention. It's kind of hit two good collectible markets at the same time. The GPK lovers, the Mad Ball lovers. So and it's got a lot of characters in there, which is always something that the fans love seeing, multiple people on one card. So that's the one that I think has gotten the most attention. And I'm an old school wacky package collector, and so I started with Topps doing wacky package stickers exclusively from All New Series 3, and it was only recently that I was able to finally knock down that door and get to do Garbage Pail Kids stuff as well.
all right, Layron, the great Layron DeJarnette. He's been knocking it out of the ballpark. Also, you know, Layron is also an animator from Marvel. He's also been a long-time Topps artist. He's done Wacky Packs, Hollywood Zombies, and a lot of parody sets. So he's also Mars Attacks. So, hey, Layron.
Well, for the 90 set, I did 3 cards. Submitted lots of ideas. Okay, let me start over. I did 3 cards for the 90 set. Submitted a few ideas, and ironically, a lot of my ideas that I submitted were pretty much the exact same ideas that other people submitted. An example of how we bump heads all the time, so no one's stealing or copying anyone else's art. But the ones that I did were the Y2K Atom Bomb version, and I guess that was a lot of people liked that particular one. And I also did a parody of Tupac, and I also did another one that was based off of the animation comic book character, The Tick.
From the 3 that just talked, what type are your favorite GPKs to do with these theme sets, when you do get a theme?
Well, for me, the obvious one for me is I like the superhero combo with superhero GPK, just because I love superhero comics and I loved Garbage Pail Kids, so it's kind of the best of both worlds for me.
Smoke and Joe?
Oh, the horrible. I was a monster kid growing up, so anytime I can do King Kong or Godzilla or any of the classic Universal monsters, I'm all over it.
Dave?
Same thing. The Horrible.
Yeah.
The 80s horror movies.
All right, so let's introduce our other artist, who's also my friend and partner on the 30 Years of Garbage documentary, and also the mainstay of the Walt Disney of Garbage Pail Kids right now, Joe Simko.
You used to call me the Justin Bieber of Garbage Pail Kids.
Yeah, that's right. Well, you moved up.
Yeah, I mean, I guess everyone here is part of the Garbage Bucket universe, so, but if there is somebody out there that doesn't know, Garbage Pail Kids do theme sets now, hence why we're saying the 90s set. I really enjoyed working on the 1980s theme set. Doing these theme sets still breaks into subcategories, so there's lots of cool, the 90s set, music, television shows, movies, so it still gets diverse throughout each theme set. And it's fresh, exciting, and keeps it interesting, and there's a lot more going beyond just the cards now. There's a lot of licensing things happening. We just heard about the game. New stuff happening for San Diego Comic-Con. Beyond Funko Pops and t-shirts. I'll leave it at that. So.
The next set is We Hate the Present. But what do you think are the future sets, actually? I'm just joking around, but like...
what do I think of?
The future sets, what kind of themes, or are they jumping off themes, do you know? Or?
Yeah, of course, we can never say what they're going to be. But we're going to revisit some and have some new themes coming out. And yeah, they're still here and they're still making them.
And Joe, after years of you been drawing these characters intimately, and I guess you're going on your 3rd stage of them, let's say. How do you feel after drawing Garbage Pail Kids all these years and all that? Like your relationship?
I love it.
Your relationship with them.
My relationship with Garbage Pail Kids, sure. Yeah. it's stronger than ever. It's keeping it fresh. Tops has been employing us pretty much, even though we're all freelance artists working at home. It feels like full time. You know, even when we're not working on a Tops Garbage Pail Kids project, if we get custom commissions or possibly other clients from companies, they want us to do a painting in a Garbage Pail Kid style.
Right.
So it's like we're never leaving that. Yeah, it's
You're
just
typecast a little
That's
bit
it.
when you're a little
which
bit.
a funny story from the original artist John Pound would tell us that, you know, he was a phenomenal artist before he still is, but he would do these hyper realistic fantasy paintings, and then he started doing Garbage Pail Kid art and these chunky little cartoony characters, and when he went back to doing some sci-fi stuff, it was just cartoony for these clients. They're like, you're making this not realistic like you used to. So he got locked into a Garbage Pail Kid style after working on so many cards over the years in the 80s.
Thanks, Joe. I really appreciate you telling us. But next to Joe, if Joe was Paul McCartney, the next person, I guess, would be John Lennon, and that would be Brent Engstrom. And Brent has a style which I always considered it's like all tied together, where the whole character has a story in himself. It's all wrapped together. You don't need the background. Brent's always been a great artist for Tops. He's did all the. Remember when we did Hannah Montana?
Yeah.
we did a lot of different stuff for Tops, but Brent's still doing Garbage Pail Kids, as you guys know, and he's still doing that style that everyone loves doing tattoos with, because it's all in that same figure, like I said. So Brent, what's your favorite of the 90s, and what's your relationship with GBKs these days?
I have a good relationship with them. I don't know. I like some of the more like straying away from movies and stuff for the 90s, like because we did
Staying
a lot
away,
of,
or you? Like
well, I like them, but I also like doing like they did like gags of just the clothing and stuff they wore, and just like toys and stuff. Yeah, just
Details.
the trends. Like yeah, they felt more like the old school Garbage Pail Kids to me, but.
And those are your favorite types to do?
Sort of, but I also like the horror set, and so I like horror movies, and I like movies. So.
You watch a lot of horror movies, and anyone who follows you on Facebook, have you seen every 80s horror movie?
Probably not. There's a lot.
Are you still trying to do that?
I watch a lot.
And if you were on your spare time, do you draw horror stuff? Or?
Yeah, when I have spare time, but just
Right.
yeah.
All right. But and in the future for Garbage Pail Kids, do you see yourself doing things beyond the cards, maybe products or posters or anything like that?
Possibly.
And what about the online stuff? Do you know anything more, maybe more online? Exclusives maybe from you and the rest of the guys?
Yeah, I know they just had the Oscars set, so I hope they keep doing stuff like that. So keep it shots out there.
Well, I guess I'm going to introduce you. Thank you, Brent. We appreciate it. And also, I appreciate all you guys for coming over here. I know all of you guys have, as you said, you have a busy schedule. And for you to stop over here, I'm sure when you get back, you got things to do. So I appreciate you guys taking your time to come here. But next is why we're here. The whole reason why we have jobs is this man right here next to us, Mr. Tom Bunk. He's considered probably a humorist for Mad Magazine. His career is mind-boggling. I don't think I need to introduce him, really, do I? Mr. Tom Bunk, thank you for coming here.
Yeah, I'm not so involved anymore with the Garbage Pail Kids. I'm more with Matt involved, but I'm kind of half retired from all this nonsense. Yeah. So I don't, after a while it gets, I don't know, for me, it gets always the same thing repeated. And Man Magazine gives me more creative freedom to let the stuff come out of my sick head.
It's less commercial, I guess. Where Garbage Pail
Yeah.
Kids, it's like you're drawing packages.
It is, yeah,
It's almost, even though it's a kid, it's like
It's
You're
like
drawing a logo,
Walt Disney.
really.
Yeah, it's very much like Walt Disney. But I'm very, very happy that it's still continuing because I do like to be in this garbage kids world, which is kind of, yeah, it's also sick, so it's good to be there.
I was saying, like, a lot of people think when they see you, they think of mad, but when I'm next to you, I actually feel sane. Because I feel like,
Well,
normal.
I-
I feel
yeah.
normal, at least when I'm
Yeah.
with you, but like you said, you're able to do more free things with Matt.
Yeah, I can express myself better. Anyway, so yeah, I'm happy to be here, and yeah.
What do you
Should I-
have?
should I say
What do you have on?
something?
What do you have on your table this year for fans to have? 'Cause
You
I know-
mean
'cause
for
usually-
Matt, or-
No, like what do you have to sign? Don't you have sketch? But like, what do you have for sale on your table?
Oh yeah, well I made a little poster that was really fun, and that was first it was a commission, but I liked it so much, so I made a poster out of it, and by using all the back art of the first 3 or 4 series, all these characters. So I made kind of like a dollhouse, and yeah, I had a lot of fun with it. So
Did you guys
it's
see
almost
that?
like
What
magic.
it just looks like someone cut a house in half,
And
and you could
those-
just see everything that's going on. And,
Yeah.
And you've been doing that also for a while, like dissecting things, and like because you also did
Yeah,
that for
putting it
science. You've
together.
done that for
Yeah,
science.
I also worked for a science magazine, and they were more metaphysical, they were more serious, yeah, but they were also, part of me. I mean, I have many different interests. I also do art, I paint, whatever, So, anyway, so
Everybody should go see Tom Bunk at his booth. Because actually he's bringing some stuff that you might not be seeing for a long time again. So I would take advantage of that. And it's hard for us to get down here. I can only imagine.
yeah, it gets harder and harder. Yeah. But that's, I have to live with it. So,
Well, I appreciate it.
Okay.
I would ask for the rest of you, do you guys have any questions for these guys? And please do not be afraid, because I'm sure you do. When you're on Facebook, you do. Why don't you do it now? And
Because I tell them all the stuff.
But please keep it clean. Keep it clean. But does anyone have any questions? Yeah, please.
First, I want to thank Tom for making the long trip here. You're obviously a Godfather GPK. It's so awesome to see you here. The current guys, well, David Gross, Engstrom 3. No, I'm kidding. I know you hear that all the time. The current guys.
This summer.
In talking to some of you guys in the Facebook groups and here and private messages, speaking of the newer series, what is one of your favorite characters that you did not do? I like David said, oh, Brent did this character and just killed it. I love it. What? I'd like to hear some of you guys, some characters that one of the other guys did that just wowed you.
That was a good question.
Well, all right. So I like Brent did a horror card of some. It was a kid looking at a bunch of Halloween masks. I think something like that. So good lighting and good coloring. Something that usually you don't explore in GPK. Light sources and stuff like that in the paintings. One of Dave's was a kid with I think it was a 90 thing with an overalls like half of his head was being peeled off, like one of the overalls going down. So yeah, it was a great job.
Well, we only have a few minutes. We only have a few minutes left. So, if any of the panel want to say anything about to the fans or anything, or
I was expecting TMZ style questions. Knowing what happened, what's been happening.
And if there's any social media or any that you would like,
We
give
just
your
want
address
to
out.
say we are excited for the transition that went on internally at Tops, the new art director, and what we are bringing now to the table. Changes that some of the collectors wanted to see happen are happening now. So again, keeping it fresh and exciting, and we're kind of in a quasi control of this thing now. So I think I can speak for us. We're excited to, we know what's going to be happening and can't wait to unleash it.
Any this summer. Brent, any last words? Any quick? Tom, anybody?
Last word is amen.
Amen, and a women too. But really, besides us, I really want to thank you guys for really showing up. It's not a show without you guys showing up. So we really appreciate it, and we will show your appreciation when you come by the booth by saying thanks and as much as possible. Take care, and thanks for coming.
Thank you guys.